Okay, do y'all see? Yes, I'm recording. Okay, sorry. So this is our February 2025 meeting. I am Miss Prudence. I'm the 4-H agent in Santa Rosa County, Florida, which is way over in the Panhandle. And Dr. Chris cannot be with us tonight because he is probably elbow deep in Florida State Fair livestock shows of all sorts. So we have we're going to fill in for him, and we're going to start our meeting. This one will probably not go as long, but if y'all have questions and stuff like that, you're certainly more than welcome to ask those. But we're going to start with our pledges like we always do. So, does anyone want to lead the pledge to the American flag? Just unmute and you can go ahead and start that. We'll fall right in behind you, I promise. Nobody? Laura, can you help me out, please, ma'am?
Yeah. I
Thank you.
pledge I pledge allegiance
Allegiance
to
to the flag
the United States of
of the
America,
United States of America,
for which it stands, one nation under
nation
God,
under God,
with
invisible,
liberty and
liberty
justice
and
for
justice
all.
for all. Okay. Does somebody else want to do the 4-H pledge?
I can, if you don't mind me keeping my camera off because I'm in the car right
That's
now.
that's fine. You go right ahead, Jade.
Okay.
Jaden, thanks.
You're welcome. I pledge my head to clear thinking,
Thinking
my heart to greater
to greater
loyalty,
loyalty.
my hands to larger service, and my health for better living for my club, my community, my country, and my world.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Okay, so I am going to switch my screens, and I figured out why Dr. Chris shows his slideshow the way he does. Because when you go to present it, if you're not hooked to a projector, it takes the Zoom screen completely away. So, we're going to do it a little bit like Dr. Chris does. So, this is a slideshow that I use when we do embryology. And last month we talked about poultry judging, and we covered all pretty much the competition. Now, before we get into this information about embryology, how many of y'all are going to poultry judging? Is anybody going to go and participate on Friday for that?
I am, but for FFA.
Okay, well, I won't hold that against you, Laura. I'm just kidding. Tracy, what about you? Are you showing any of your birds at the state fair?
No, I don't do the state fair.
You don't do the state fair? Okay. All right. Well, Miss Jennifer Walker is on with me. She is my program assistant here in Santa Rosa County, and she and I are both headed down to Tampa. I am going to be there on Thursday, so we're leaving tomorrow morning and headed all that way because it's a long drive for us because we're way up here in the Panhandle. But I want to go through this presentation. This may be a little bit different than what you've seen in the past. Is anybody currently or soon to be hatching any eggs?
We're gonna hatch some soon when it warms up a little bit more.
Okay, yes, I am setting some of mine on the 19th at a school. So I'm excited for that.
Our chickens haven't laid yet, so when they do, maybe we don't know.
Do you have a rooster?
No, just
Oh,
hens.
okay. Well, you'll need a rooster if you want to hatch any babies. So, but maybe you can find one. They're usually pretty easy to find. Um, when you're looking for them, people tend to just give them away because they don't want roosters unless they're hatching them. So, what we're going to do, this is our presentation. And so, the question always is how do you get from an egg to a chick? And that's our journey. But the first question is which came first, the chicken or the egg? And I like to do that because it's a little fun to see who's team chicken and who's team egg. So, if your team chicken came first, raise your hand just on your little icon. You can do a hand reaction up there. All right, I got one hand. I'm team chicken. I don't see everybody else's team egg. Okay, who's team egg? Let's see some hands raised. Wow, okay. So, Laura, your team egg.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Who laid the egg?
I forgot it. Well, dinosaurs, and then I forgot what it was, a red, I'm forgetting what the bird was. I remember it. My brain is dying.
So then there was a bird that laid the egg. So your team
Yeah.
bird?
Yeah, because other birds laid eggs before chickens.
Well,
Chickens had
yes, but what the question is which one of them came first, the chicken or the egg? Lily,
yeah.
your team egg?
I am because honestly, God couldn't have made a chicken without having an egg first.
No?
I don't think so, honestly. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Anybody else on team egg know who laid the egg if the egg came first?
Honestly, I think God laid the egg.
God
Or
laid the
made
egg?
it. Or made it. I don't know
Okay,
how to
so he
make that
made the
sound
egg
right.
and not the chicken. That's your okay. All right. So that's always a fun question. So, but what we're going to do tonight, we're going to study how we got from an egg to a chick. Okay. So this is kind of like our poultry judging where we talked about the different parts of the egg. And these parts of the egg are important to know when we're incubating eggs and as the baby starts to grow, so we can have a little bit more understanding of how that happens. So, the germinal disc, that's the beginning of our baby chick, and we're going to see a picture of that in a second. And the yolk is what is the yolk for in an egg when we're incubating? Dr. Chris just popped on. Hey, Dr. Chris.
Hi. I just
Hi,
figured I'm at the state fair. I just came on to say hello.
do you want to show us anything really cool?
Well, I would. I don't really have a whole lot. We're just wrapping up the beef skeleton, so there's not a whole lot of cool stuff to
Oh,
show
okay.
you right now. But I just wanted to say hello to everybody.
All right. Well, hello and enjoy the state fair. I will see you Thursday.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Bye. He's got some low bandwidth being out there. I don't know how good the service is. Okay, so these are the parts of our egg, and this is the items we need to be mindful of as we're looking at our development of our baby chicks. Okay, so in 21 days, that's how long it takes. Elijah, did you have a question?
I was gonna say the yolk was the food for the baby. So it can
Perfect.
grow.
That's right. Yep, that's what the baby, because the mama hen can't open that egg and feed that baby every day, can she? That would make a mess. So she's got that yolk in there, and we're going to see how that works in just a second. Lily, did you have a question?
No, but I wanted to say something.
Okay,
Sometimes if you have a late or an early hatcher, it will take shorter or longer than 21 days occasionally.
that's right. We call those
Like I
early
am an
birds.
early hatcher. Yep, early birds and late birds.
That's right. So when we set our incubators at the schools, what we do is we set on a Wednesday. So if we have early birds, they don't hatch over the weekend and the kids miss it. And if we have late hatchers, they don't hatch after we're on our way home. So the kids miss it. So we always set our incubators on a Wednesday. Ruby, did you have a question? No, you want me to lower your hand for you? I can do that. There you go. Okay. All right, so this is just a really cartoony picture just to give you an idea of how much the baby chick grows inside that egg. And we're going to look at that pretty close. Now, the pictures that I have, you'll be able to tell are photos of an egg that has been incubated and then cracked open into a petri dish. Now, when I was in 4-H many years ago, one of our projects was that we would do this very project and we would crack open the eggs and then put them in a baby food jar, which we had taken the label off and everything. And I hated it because you'll see as we get a little bit closer and closer and closer, it's, you're totally peeling out a baby chick out of the egg, and I just didn't like that part. But this is nice because somebody else did this, and I have all the pictures, and I've used this for the past 13 years and haven't had to crack open a baby chick and pull him out of his shell not once, which I quite enjoy. Okay, so this is what we were talking about, the blastodisc, excuse me, right here. So that's where our baby chick is gonna start to incubate. And as we go through day 1 and day 2, those cells are gonna start to separate and become more look like a donut looking type item. So then as we go into day 3, there's some definite beginnings of the blood vessels growing. So you can see this faint little red line here. Can y'all see that? Okay, so this little faint red, that's where we're starting. And this is day 3. Now, day 4, between day 3 and day 4, that's a big difference. And the exciting thing happens on day 3 is our circulatory system starts to develop. So all of our blood vessels and everything like that begin to form. And that on day 4, our brain of the little baby chick starts to grow. And what's super cool is this is the day that if you look really, really close and had a cooperative baby chick that stayed real still for you, and you had a white shelled egg that you could look at, you would notice that the heart starts to beat. So this is really cool. So, and I've actually seen this. I may post it on our website because I do have a video from many years ago where we had incubated, Tracy, we incubated some black old English game bantam eggs at our office. And because the eggshells were white and clear, we could clearly see the heart beating through the eggshell. It was pretty neat. So I'll dig that video up and post that for us.
By the way,
Yes.
I stopped doing Old English. I'm
Oh,
moving
no,
on to
why?
Koshamu. I'm
Oh, you're
doing
coaching?
Koshamu.
Okay.
Koshamu.
Hoshamu? I am unfamiliar with this breed. What is that? Are they Bantams?
Here, I'll type it in the chat.
Okay. We may have to have you do a report on them, Tracy. I've not heard of them. All right, I'm waiting for him to type that in the chat. As he's typing that, we're going to go to day 5. And so, day 5, you're going to notice these 2 black dots. Do you guys see those 2 black dots I'm circling around here?
Look in chat now.
I see it. I'm going to have to look that up on my phone. I'm going to multitask here. So,
These eggs.
I'm going to mute you back again, Tracy, while I pull that. Okay, so the 2 black dots. Anybody have an idea of what the 2 black dots are? Y'all can unmute or throw it in the chat.
Maybe the baby chick starting to form.
What part of the baby chick do you think?
I'd say most likely the heart.
There's 2 of them.
I might be wrong on this. Is it the eyes?
That's right. It is the eyes. You're absolutely correct, Jaden. Okay, so the neat thing about chickens and several other embryos, but I study baby chick embryos more than anything else. But the chicks will get their eyeballs
I
long
spelt
before
it
they.
wrong.
I found it though. I'm gonna go to it here in just a sec. I found it. Um, so they get their eyeballs before they get their eyelids. So through these pictures, you'll be able to see real good uh, their eyeballs because there'll be those big round black dots that we see on these pictures. So day 5, the brain continues to develop, and the little baby will start to get a neck at this point, so that it'll start to separate into actual body parts, and different appendages are being formed at this point. And so as we round into the first week, day 6 and 7, this is our little fella here, which it could be a little girl, I don't know. But you can see clearly that black eye dot there. And this right here is the beginning of a wing. And faintly you can see a little bit of a leg starting to form. As we get to further along, we'll be able to see it a little bit better. The neat thing too is that on the 7th day, the baby chick's egg tooth starts to form. And do we all know what that is? Lily's nodding her head. Ruby, you know what the egg tooth is? Laura, we all got that? Okay, good. So the egg tooth is like a little slipper that goes on the end of the beak, and it's hard as a rock to help that baby chick get out of its shell. And a lot of the kids, when I ask them, not 4-H kids, but kids like in embryology classes, I'll say, have you ever seen a chicken with an egg tooth? And some of them think they have, but I quickly explain to them they only have to get out of the egg one time. So they only need that egg tooth, and that's why it's designed to just slide right off the end of their beak. Okay, so day 8. One of the things that we're going to notice in some of these pictures is how the vessels that are going, those surrounding the yolk, they're going to get thicker and thicker and thicker as that baby chick starts to grow. Okay, and you can see those eyes pretty good in this picture. And day 8, the beginnings of feather buds start already. And then as we round out day 9, you can see that giant eye. And then day 9, more feathers form. And the beak starts to get hard as well. Now, day 10, you can see in this picture very clear representation of the baby chick. You got his little toes here, his beak with the egg tooth, both eyes looking straight at us. Lily, did you have a question?
When you do this, does it kill the chickens?
So when I do this, I show these pictures. I got a hold of these pictures in 2012. And it was from, if I remember correctly, Penn State had done a project, and I took these pictures from that project. And so I used this for 13 years and never had to kill a baby chick.
So it does kill them?
If you open an egg like this, yes. Which makes me happy because I don't have to open any eggs to show you guys these baby chicks. When I was in 4-H 40 years ago, I had that this was our project, and we would have to crack open an egg every day and see how the baby chick had developed. I hated it. It was rough stuff, but fortunately we don't have to do this. So you can see the blood vessels in this picture, how big they're getting. And the neat thing as we round into day 11 is you're going to see really a whole lot is going on with this little fella. So we've got scales that are starting to form on their feet and legs. And we've got the feathers are starting to come in. and the toenails are starting to form, as well as the comb and wattles start to grow today. So that's exciting. And again, I want you to notice how thick these blood vessels are that are getting nutrients um, from that yolk, because that's where all the baby's food is in that yolk. So if you've ever heard the saying, drinking from a fire hose, that's kind of where we are with this baby chick, because he's pulling all those nutrients in. He's rounding out his second week, so he's only got a week left, and he's got a lot of stuff to do in that last week. So as we go into the second week, day 14, what do y'all think about that little critter? What's that's a face, Tracy. Okay, so one thing that the little critter has now, this little baby chick has now, is an eyelid. You guys see that? How the eyelid is starting to form? So when we were before looking at the black dot, our eyelids are going to start to grow and cover up our eye. And we've got toenails, we've got scales, we've got feather buds, and all sorts of stuff is going on. Now, the thing to notice when we look at day 17, what do we notice about these blood vessels? Y'all can unmute or throw it. Go ahead, Elijah.
They're starting to get like thinner.
That's right. They're getting thinner. Perfect. So the reason they're getting thinner is because in just a few days, this baby chick is going to pack up and move out of this egg. He's not staying there anymore. So if you've ever moved, how soon before you move do you have to start packing?
Like, I'd say probably a month or two.
Okay, that's right. A month or two. Sometimes if you know it, the move is happening. The things you never use, that's what you like the books on the shelf you're not reading. That they just sit on the shelf. They're kind of like decoration. You start boxing those up. And so that's what this little baby chick is going to do. He's packing everything up because he's going to move out of there. And the thing is everything that is in this egg, he's taking with him, right? So he's got to take the yolk with him. He's got to take the blood with him. He's going to start absorbing all of that fluid in there. The only thing he's going to leave behind is the shell and the membrane. Okay, so he's got to start packing up. So he's starting to pack that up. And as we go into day 18, you'll notice at this point, the little baby chick is starting to get into position to hatch. Okay, so his head is going to go down toward the air cell. And remember, when we looked at the picture from the very beginning, this air cell here, that's where the baby chick's going to take their first breath. So if you've ever hatched baby chicks, you know that you hear them peeping even though they haven't cracked the egg open, right? Have y'all ever done that and heard baby chicks peeping before the shells were even cracked? So that's one of the things he's starting to get. You can see his eyelids are coming in nicely. And then, so day 19. Now, if we were hatching Bantams, they usually hatch around day 18 or day 19. Because the way I say it is they cook faster. So, because they're smaller, so they don't take as long to incubate. And those would be, I think it was Lily that was saying, or maybe it was Olivia, those early birds that we were talking about, they will go ahead and hatch early. So now the next thing is this is a picture of right before our baby chick hatches. So you'll notice here, what is this big fat belly from?
The yolk.
That's right. Perfect. The yolk. So the baby chick, remember I said, is taking all that stuff with it. So they absorb the yolk into their body. Now, here's the cool thing about chickens is when the baby chick hatch, it doesn't have to eat for 48 hours. So that's designed that way so that when the mother hen is on a nest, if she's got an early bird and one of them hatches, then she doesn't have to leave the rest of her eggs and the rest of her babies to feed that one baby chick. And the neat thing about that is we figured out, amazingly, that they don't need to eat. So we can overnight ship them. Has anybody ever got birds through the mail? Yeah. Okay. Anybody else, Ruby? Have you ordered baby chicks through the mail? So when you go into your feed store and you see baby chicks there, they were shipped in an overnight package to that store. So the feed store ordered those chicks and shipped them overnight because the baby chicks don't have to eat. Now, when you hatch out your baby chicks like we do at the school, I always tell the teachers they don't have to eat, but there will be food in there and they're bored, so they will eat and it won't hurt them. So they will end up eating before they really need to, but that's fine because they're growing babies, so we want them to eat. Now, this next picture is a couple of my this is a very old picture that was from my Sarama eggs. And so you can see they've got a little pip here. And so when the chick pips, it'll shift inside that egg and then peck another hole and shift and peck another hole. And so then we call that zipping. So it'll pip and then zip, and then the egg will open up like in this picture. So I always show this to the kids so that they can be aware that when they hatch, they're not cute and fluffy, are they?
They're adorable.
Well, not right now. Right now,
They're
they're
adorable.
tuckered out and wet and slimy. And so I always show this to the kids when we do embryology in the schools. A lot of these children, y'all are very blessed to be able to have chickens. But a lot of the children in the schools that we teach at, and even in a rural county like Santa Rosa, have never seen a baby chick hatch or ever seen a live chicken. So it's nice to be able to show them this picture and say, okay, when they hatch out, they're going to lay on their side. They're going to be tired because they've worked the hardest they've ever worked in their life, right? It's hard work getting out of that. And before, they've just been floating around in goo and hadn't had anything to do really. They're living the life and now they got to really work. So they're tired. So, and I show this picture because this shows them that the baby chick was always there. And I often get asked about hatching eggs from the store. So, has anybody ever taken eggs from the store and incubated them?
Kind of. It's like
Kind of?
it was an egg packet that my grandparents got for me, and I tried hatching those, but it didn't work. But here's my opinion on hatching eggs from the store. I honestly don't think they would hatch because of the stuff they put in them.
Okay. What about you, Elijah? Have you ever done it? I thought I saw your hand go up.
I haven't, but I just got chicken shipped to my house like 4 days ago.
Oh, cool. How many?
5.
5? What kind?
Like some of them are like blue Americanas, and I barely know the rest because
Do you remember the name of them? Blue Americanas? Those are the ones my husband is wanting. But then I saw how expensive they were. So we might be changing our mind on that. And Tracy, you have your hand up?
The eggs have to be fertile in order for them to hatch. If they're infertile, they won't hatch.
That's
Basically.
absolutely correct. So, do you think that you cannot get fertile eggs from the store?
No.
Why not?
Totally not.
Why not?
Because all they do is just hens spit out eggs. Nothing.
So you don't think they have any roosters in any of those houses?
Nope. Probably probably off to the side to breed more hens.
Okay. So I will tell you now, and this was about 20 years ago, so you may be absolutely right, Tracy. But my sister and I did a incubation of some grocery store eggs, and we set a whole bunch. We set 100 eggs, and we had 4 baby chicks hatch. So it's not impossible. It's kind of a luck of the draw thing, but let me think. About 2 years ago, we did embryology at a school, and one of the kids had asked that question. And one of my favorite things about 4-H is I don't know, let's find out. I get to say, I don't know, let's find out to kiddos all the time. So one of them had asked, well, can you hatch grocery store eggs? And so we did it. And so we set 56 grocery store eggs at their school. And how many baby chicks do you think we got?
Just single 4. Just 4.
4? Anybody else have a guess? We got 0. Not a single one of them was fertile. So Olivia guessed 5. So yeah, none of them were fertile. Lily, you have your hand up?
I just wanted to say that not all eggs are fully purebred. Like all of my chickens, they're just hybrids. I just have mine breed and I'll just hatch them.
Okay, so
I
have 2 roosters. One's a black old English game bantam, and he has 4 hens. And then I have Eclipse, who was hatched the day of the eclipse last April, and he has 22 hens. Is that too many hens for one rooster?
I think so.
Yeah, it is. But the thing about it is I'm not trying. So he's a black French Marin rooster, and he has 8 black French Marin hens. Now, everything else, some of them are lily birds that are just mixed up yard birds that are lavender Orpington and Rhode Island red mixes. And then I have a Rhode Island red and some buff Orpingtons and some black Australorps. But when I hatch eggs, I just grab the eggs that I know will be purebred because I like to breed purebred chickens. I mean, I could hatch all of them and just have chickens. There would be nothing wrong with that. But I like to hatch purebred chickens. So I hatch only the ones that I know that my French Marins have laid. How would I know that? Does anybody have a guess?
I have like 2 purebreds. That's about it. I might have another one who I think is an Americana, but I don't have any Americana, so I think it might be from crossbreeding them.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Yes.
But can you enable the screen share? That way I can show everyone a picture of what a Kochiamu would look like.
Oh, I've got one. Hang on just a second. I'll share my screen. I pulled it up. I was waiting for a lull. Can you see it? They're very funny looking, Tracy, I gotta say. What do y'all think of Tracy's new birds? Lily, go ahead.
They remind me of a phoenix chicken and a dong tao chicken.
They do kind of look like a dong chow.
No, because dong chows are like the funny feet. It's just because they're like they have a quirk about them.
Yeah, but they stand up straight like that, don't they? The dong chow. What is the heritage behind these, Tracy?
They're a Japanese game fowl, like regular shamu are.
Okay.
They're also known as Oshamu, and mixed on to a Cornish.
Oh, so are they a meat bird or are they strictly for ornamentation?
They're ornamentation.
Just for showing? Okay.
Now, if you were to go to Carrick, their what their behavior would be like and whatnot.
He
It
looks like
says
he's standing straight up and down. He's funny.
the Shamu is a large, tall chicken, typically 30 inches that tall, that have carries themselves nearly at a vertical position. They have muscular thighs and a wide muscular body. Their feathers are hard, close to the skin. They often do not provide a complete coverage of the skin. No feathers on the face or throat. I'm about to find
So, Tracy, where did you find these birds? How did you get into this particular breed?
Samantha Wolf. I wanted to try. My father decided that he wanted to stop incubating the eggs of the Old English. So what we did, we got us a 2 pair of Koshamu, sent all the way from Wisconsin.
Wow.
I'm
So,
about
what color are yours?
Wheaton. They only come in Wheaton. The standard only recognizes them in Wheaton.
Oh, okay. So
I'm
that's like
about
this? Is that the Wheaton?
I'm about to read this next article I
Okay.
found.
And while you're doing that, I've got my AirPod in, but I want to grab my eggs to show everybody. So you can go ahead and do that.
Koshamu are the most popular of small Shamu breeds, none of which have large fowl counterparts, none of which should be referred to Shamu bantams. They are strong, muscular little birds. They are, with very sparish language, slightly differing types are considered to be correct in Japan, the original country, and there would probably be always some variation there, but most important absolutes, or whatever that word is called, should be character and attitude.
I think
Strong,
attribute may have been that word.
yes, attributes. Attributes should be character and attitude. Strong neck and beak, prominent shoulders, very short, hard feathers, and a tiny ponytail. And they are part of the Asian hard feather group.
Pretty cool. So what did you end up doing with all your black Old English?
A majority of them went to the auction.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to hold up my eggs real quick to show you guys how I know which ones to incubate. So these are some of my eggs that I got today from my chickens. Okay. So you can see I've got red ones, pale ones, little lighter ones. I don't have any Americanas, but I hope to one day. So I'll have some of those different colors. So those are the eggs, some of the eggs I got. And then I pulled out the eggs I wanted to incubate, which are these eggs. Can y'all see how much darker they are? I'm trying to show you that without getting you nauseated. But yeah, so the French Marins lay a really dark egg. So if I can pull one of these out and show you next to, it's kind of awkward, but yeah, see how much darker that egg is? I can easily tell which ones are my French Marin eggs. So I'm going to pull those out. I've got almost 2 dozen saved up so far. And I'm going to go set them next week. Elijah, did you have a question?
Yeah, I just want to know if I can show my baby chickens.
Sure. While you're getting your baby chick together, I think Lily had a question.
So, my chickens are still in molting season. Is that normal? Because I see that you have eggs, so.
Well, look, I got a bunch of eggs today, which I got 8, and I have 22 hens. So that's not a good amount of eggs for 22 hens. But yes, I have several that are molting. Oh, look, Elijah, what have you got?
I
So
don't know what breed this one is. He has like he I don't know what breed this one is though.
I
Then
have one of those,
let me see
honestly, but I
its
don't know what
feet.
breed.
Feet?
Yeah, does it have
I
feathers?
just
Clean feet?
I just sent a screen capture
It has like a
of
chipmunk
an
pattern on
image
it.
of one,
What about mine? Can you look up mine, Tracy?
and there will be a little article about
Well, I
it
see
too.
that. Thank you, Tracy. So Elijah, you got 5 of those that look like that, and you don't know what breed you have?
No, I got 5 of them and they're all different breeds. We have some of them that are the same, but they're not all the same breed.
Okay. So does anybody have any idea what kind of bird that might be that Elijah has? With the stripes on the eyes like that?
I
Can I
know what type it is, but I don't know the name because I have one of those currently.
can I take a look at it real quick?
Elijah, can you bring it back?
He's gone.
Well, I think he went to go get the other ones. So I wanted to see if it had feathers on its feet, but it doesn't have feathers on its feet. Okay, there we go, Tracy. Elijah, can you hold your little baby up?
Yeah, he looks about the same. You can see his back.
Okay.
It looks
I
almost.
have like one little bird.
Yeah, looks like exactly like that one.
Dom.
So Lily, did you say you have some that look like this too?
No, that was my brother that said
Oh,
that.
your
No,
brother said that.
No, I said that.
Oh, Lily. Okay, y'all, maybe you both have baby chicks that look like this.
Well, I had one, and then I have her baby out there. So
Okay, what does she look like?
technically, her name is Brownie. So yeah, she has brown spots. She's a dark brown and like a few other colors in her. But when she was a chick, she looked like that, a bit like that. So I named her Brownie.
Okay. Do you think she may be one of your mixed ones though?
I do not doubt it because I did not have a male of that.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. So this picture here, this is a website. I just Googled chick identification. And so there's tons you can see here that I'm scrolling through. This I don't think this is what you have, Elijah, even though it looks very similar to this, because your baby chicks had greenish legs. So they may be an olive egger. Does that sound familiar at all?
I think it was either like an Easter egg or an olive egg.
Okay, so those made with the green legs like that, I'm thinking it's probably an olive egger. The Easter eggers are, some people will say they're Easter eggers when they're Americanas and vice versa. And some people just call the Americanas um, Easter eggers. And then there's like a diluted version of Americana where it's not purebred anymore. But they usually have a beard, like the Aracanas. So I don't think, okay, now that's a different baby chick. Can we see that one? That one was like silver looking. Does it have feathers on it? Oh yeah, there we go. Now see that one looks like a lavender or a lavender Americana to me. Is that what that is? You're muted.
We originally got 4, but they gave us 5, so I think there might be a different breed there in there.
Okay, so but that one looked like it had a tuft under here. Does it have a tuft? That little gray one? Scooch it over. Yes. See, that's an Americana. See how it's got the little beard, if you will? So that's that. Where did you get them? Do you know what hatchery you ordered them from?
Hey, Elijah,
What?
look in chat and see if this bird matches one of your birds.
Well, he won't know for a little bit, Tracy. That bird looks like it's much older. What
Yeah.
breed is that bird, Tracy?
That is a modern game chick.
Oh, that's not a modern.
Really,
No, I mean the
I
one he has is not a modern. They got the real
no,
long legs. Kind of like
no.
your chicken.
I took a picture of a chick.
Yeah, that's the one I have.
Who said that?
I mean,
I'm gonna put
that's
him back now.
mine.
He's
My little brother.
thinking.
Okay,
Ignore him.
Elijah. Yeah, put them back under the heat lamp or plate, whatever you got. Okay, so there's Welsumers that look like that, but they don't have the green legs. I'm thinking that what you've got is an olive egger, Elijah. Okay. All right. So does anybody else have any chickens they want to share? Jaden, your hand is up.
Yeah, I do have one question about one. The about way we put in for the night, so you see them just clustered. Hold on, let me get the camera up first. Where's the switch camera? Am I? Okay, so that's not gonna work because I have my flashlight on.
Just see black.
Can you see anything?
No, it's just black.
No, okay. So I was gonna show you a chicken. It looks like a rooster, but I don't believe it is.
Okay.
So I was just wondering if you could tell what it is. It has like the comb-like one. It's a little bit like it, but I don't really think it is.
How old is it?
I don't know. She's more mature than the rest because we have others that are the exact same age, but she is more mature for sure.
Okay.
And we got them at the October 26th, and they were already a week old when we got them. So
Okay. So, usually if you have a bunch of chicks that are all the same age and one of them is bigger and stronger and faster and better, it's a rooster. So that's usually one way to tell, but you can have you a hefty hen. That happens from time to time too. But just keep an eye on that one and see what you end up with. Miss Lily, how can I help you? Your hand is up.
Actually, I have one actually just like Elijah's, except it's black. She's out of the
Okay.
coop right now, but she's very young, so I think it might be the same breed because she has the little tuft on the bottom, except black.
So the Americanas bred to lay colored eggs. And
Ooh, thank you.
they are not bred for a color. Every year they try and get another color added to the breed standard for Americanas. And sometimes they will get, but I know for a long, long time, the only color that was recognized for a show of Americanas was white. But they don't breed. So you can see this picture here. You've got a blue, a black, and a splash Americana. They don't breed for color. So they could be any color. But the dead giveaway is usually that little beard that they have. Let me see if I can zoom into that.
Yeah, her name is literally Floof because she's so fluffy.
Yeah, see the little beard that they have here
Yeah.
on the Americana? That one doesn't really have one, but the little lavender chick that Elijah had definitely, most definitely had a beard going on.
Oh, so does she. It's no doubt about it. And just down from her cheeks, start and going like.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
literally
Elijah,
named her Floof.
oh yeah, Floof. That's a cute name. Elijah, what? You got your hand back up?
I had a question. If I have another bird, I don't know what the breed is. He has he he's like a baby, he has like the beard, but the beard his rest of his body's black, but the beard's like brown. I don't know like what breed it might be.
So if they have a beard, do you see the picture I've got here now?
Yeah.
So that's a full-grown Americana hen, or some people call them Easter eggers. But they can be any color. So you've got this one here, that's a funky color, that's a funky they're all different colors. They could be any color. So it could be that the beard is just decided to be a darker color than the rest. Like this one's kind of a tan color, but she's got a whitish beard. Which sounds strange to say she's got a beard, but she's got a beard. And so you can see her beard is all gray.
Yeah.
So they can be all different colors, but usually that's a dead giveaway is that I call it a beard, the beard up underneath the beak there. Okay, so our next meeting, you guys, is going to be, I believe it's March 10th. Yes, no, March 11th. March 11th. And so I will put this on the website, this recording. I'll add that tonight or tomorrow. And Tracy, I did want to ask you, are your birds bantam or standard, or are they only come in standard?
They only come in bantam.
Oh, they only come in bantam. Okay. All right.
Just like Saramis.
Okay.
Yep.
And I just saw your chat, Jennifer. I'm trying to figure out what you want to buy. So, but I am leaving, hitting the road tomorrow to head down to Tampa and for the Florida State Fair. So if you have poultry in the fair, you're going to have a poultry skillathon on Thursday, and then poultry judging program is on Friday. So if y'all come, and Laura, I know you'll be wearing blue, but I'm not going to hold that against you. But if y'all come and you see me, I would love for you to say hi to me because I usually only get to see you in these squares. Jaden, is your hand raised again, or is it raised still? Can I do something for you? If you're talking to me, you're muted.
So we have a chicken inside because we believe she's sick. I don't know.
No
But
judgment.
So this is the ones that we have. Most of them look like it, besides the one I was talking about.
Okay.
The little comb is just bigger, and she has the little red stuff underneath her chin. And that's like really the only difference.
So is that the one that you think is the rooster?
No, this
Or
one's
there's a
the one
different
that's
one?
sick. So she
This
looks
one,
just like
she's
the
not
rest.
feeling good. Okay, so
No,
that
but
one
she is
to me
feeling better.
looks 100% like a hen.
Mm-hmm.
But besides the comb, another way that you can tell is if you look at the feathers on her neck. Like if you put your hand up underneath her feathers and just look at them against your hand, her feathers on her neck and most of her body should be rounded. So can you see this on the? Oh well, hang on. I stopped sharing my screen. Um, are they rounded, Jaden? Can you tell?
The one I have in here is kind of rounded, I think. Yeah, it's kind of rounded, the ones I have in here. The one I have in here.
Okay. So the feathers will be rounded. So like if you look at this, see how his feathers come to a point on his
Yeah.
neck and
Yeah.
her feathers are rounded.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to tell on this particular breed. Let me see if I can pull something else up. Well, that's a funky looking chicken. I need one of those in my life. Okay, Wyandottes. Wyandottes will be easy to tell. Okay, so look at this pointy feathers. What do y'all think?
Male.
That's right. Okay, and now you're going to look at this one. You see
Okay.
these feathers here?
Mm-hmm.
See how they're rounded here?
Yeah.
So on some breeds, like the Old English Game Bantam, they usually dub those roosters so you can't go by the comb. Anyhow, but that's something you can see how rounded her feathers are.
Yeah.
So check that out on your questionable fella and see if those feathers are more pointy than what you're looking at on the other ones.
Okay. And if it isn't, that just means she's just more mature.
It could be yes.
Okay.
Now, are you showing these for a particular show? Did you get them for that where they all have to be hens or?
It's for the Pullet show in Swanee River Fair.
Okay.
So they gave us the hints.
Okay, so if you end up with a rooster, just know you can't show that one at the Pullet show.
Okay.
So we have a Northwest Florida chick chain show that is the entire panhandle of Florida, and whatever you get is what you get, and that's what you can bring to the show. We don't care. If it's a
Okay.
rooster, well, it would be a cockerel. So if it's a cockerel or a pullet, we don't care. Elijah, what can I do for you?
I was to see if it's a rooster or a hen, you can also tell from the tail because the tail will be shaking straight up if it's a rooster. The tail will
Yep,
be like more like
if he's mature enough, he'll have sickle feathers. That's right. All right, Lily, what can I do for you?
Jaden, I just want you to tell me the symptoms of your chicken real quick, and then I have another thing after that. Because of I've dealt with a lot of sick chickens before, so.
Sorry, my son just
So in the very beginning, she was very like lust, but it's been a few days, a day or two, can't remember. Originally she had like really diarrhea, which was green, and now she's more of solid, but it's a bit more black. It's black, so but that's really it. She's really acting fine now.
Is there any red in the poop at all?
Not as I can see now.
Okay.
And she doesn't have any mites or anything. We've already checked like 20 times.
Well, that's good. No, red is no good.
Honestly, I think she might be a bit malnourished, like not getting the food she needs. I think the other chicken may be pushing her off the food. So watch out for bullying among your chickens. That I honestly think is a problem.
And
That
another, we were thinking it was either she was having too much protein. So
Yeah.
we were thinking it could be that, or just because of the change of weather from cold to immediately like really hot. So, but she's acting fine now. She's acting like her normal self.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you got her up and away. I think Lily, you're absolutely correct. They can certainly push him off the food like that. There is such a thing as a pecking order, you know. So you
Yeah.
have to watch out for that. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna hop off here. We're a little past time. I don't want to keep you all night, but I'm gonna upload this recording and I will put the slideshow that I had on the website as well. And we will see you all back March the 11th. And I do believe Dr. Chris will be back. Hello, Lily's puppy.
That's Shira.
Hi, Shira. Oh, hi, Shira. Do you have He-Man too, or no? Just Shira?
What?
Shira and He-Man. You don't know who
I
He-Man
don't know.
is?
No.
They're twins. It's her brother. You'll have to look it up. Ask your mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, y'all have a good night. We will see you next month.
You too.
Bye-bye.